everyone, Kevin from WDC again. Very quick video today. I've had a few people asking me about tools they can utilise for self-development. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different and go for 5 tools under $5. And I've got 5 of them, and as ever from a self-development point of view, we've got one extra because we like to under-promise and over-deliver. First one, notebook. So many things we can use a notebook for. These are all quotes, videos I've watched, learnings I have, even taken down to-do lists for the day, prioritising what needs to happen. Jocko Willink always talks about prioritise and execute. When we look around in a stressful situation or when life starts to get on top of us, we tend to see everything as a priority. That's not the case. There's always one priority. Find out what that one priority is and execute. That's where we can use our notebook. Jot down our list of to-dos. As Jocko says, prioritise and execute. Second one of the most underrated self-development tools I can think of, and that is an analog alarm clock. We rely too much on our watches and our smartphones. We can set an alarm that will go off every day at the same time. That's fantastic. It's a great tool to utilise, but it makes us lazy. It takes accountability away from us. Every night I have to get my alarm clock and I have to set it to whatever time I want. So I'll set it at 6 a.m. Now, it's 4:15 at the moment. I can't turn my alarm clock on now, because if I do, at 6 p.m. my alarm clock will go off. So I'm forced every night to pick up my alarm clock, decide what time I want to wake up the next day, and then place it in the hallway. I don't put this in the bedroom, I put it in the hallway, so I have to physically get up and turn it off. To turn it on, push that button up. This alarm clock doesn't have a snooze. This alarm clock beeps until you turn it off. I think that was $4. I've had it multiple years now, runs on a AAA battery, and is one of the best investments I've ever made. And for a self-development tool, this would be my number one. Analog alarm clock. You have to make the conscious decision at night. What time am I getting up in the morning? None of this lying in bed, or I'll hit snooze for 10 minutes, or I'll set another alarm for an hour's time, or I'll set my alarm for the week and just let it run. Every night you need to pick this thing up and decide what you're going to do the next day. And the key to a perfect day, it always starts the night before. Another self-development tool, water bottle. Hydration is crucially important. We're not selling a dog for $5, but she's joining in the video. Water bottle, keeping hydrated, keeps her concentration levels up, keeps all her bodily functions going, lubricates everything, allows me to talk a lot longer than I probably should, and it avoids us going for the other options of soft drinks and alcohol when we can quite simply have water on hand. Big box store whiteboard. These things are worth their weight in gold. This one's being doodled on the back of the kids, but the front, again, perfect day starts the night before. You can start jotting out what needs to take place the following day. You can jot down notes for what needs to happen, things that you maybe, if you've got a lot going on, we tend to carry a lot of stuff in our head. Jotting stuff down at night allows us a better night's sleep. So I'll take 10 or 15 minutes before I go to sleep, take from my head what I'm carrying around, all that information, jot it down on the whiteboard. It means I can then go to bed and forget about the fact that information's rattling around in there. I'm not lying awake at night holding that information in my head. I've posted a single or a separate video on these before. These are something I use and something I use with clients. Little stickers. I'm not sure where I first heard it. I think it might have been Brendan Burchard, but I'll say to my clients, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to do from a self-development point of view? And it might be they want to get fitter, they want to go to the gym, whatever it is, they want to be a better version of themselves. And I'll tell them, okay, take a strip of green dots, and if you want to be a better version of yourself, stick them in prominent places where you're going to see them throughout the day, and that will give you a reminder that you're trying to be a better version of yourself. So we take one of these and we can stick it on our computer monitor, just up in the corner. And throughout the day when you're doing your work, every time you clock that, It reminds you that you're trying to develop, you're trying to be a better version of you. You could stick it on your water bottle. You could stick it on your phone screen. It'll remind you when you get home, you spend too much time on your phone, you want to spend more time with your kids. That's enough to jog your memory that, yeah, I'm better than this. I can be better, I can do more. I've had clients stick them on their watch to allow them to focus in on the mental skills they use for their sport. So in the middle of a game of rugby, they'll look down and they've got the green dot on their watch. I've even had teams use markers and put a green dot on their hand. So in the middle of the game, when things are getting stressful, the logical brain's starting to diminish a little bit because they're getting into a heated game, they can look down and use that as a grounding tool. They know they have to stop, pause and focus. As I said, going to do a bonus tool, and that's cheap books. I've just grabbed these two on the way down from the bookcase. I think this one was published in the late 80s. This one was published in the early 90s. This one talks about life hacks, but they don't use the term hacks because this came out before hacks were invented. And what it sums up is, there are no life hacks. There's only hard work. We know that in the self-development phase. There are little hacks and tips and tricks that'll help us get to where we need to go, but only if we apply them consistently. This book, again, late 80s, fantastic information in it. It's not the content in these books that I'm talking about. It's how I came by these books. This book was bought in a second-hand shop, and I can't even remember how much I paid for it, but it was only a couple of bucks. The information in it has been fantastic. This book went into a restaurant with my wife and kids, and all along the walls they had stacks and stacks and stacks of second-hand books as their decor. So I took this one down because I've read some of Stephen Covey's stuff before, started flicking through it and thought, that's a fantastic book. Said to the waitress, look, I've started reading this book, any chance I can borrow it, I'll drop it back the next time we're over this way, I'll come back to the restaurant, we'll drop it back. And of course she's like, no, keep it. That's happened to me in bars, restaurants, cafes. A lot of these places have these set up as decor. Certain places, people will come in, have a read with their coffee and leave their books behind. It's a great way to pick up some real gems, books that we might not normally spend the money on or might not invest in, but if we ask the right people in the right way, they might just say, take it with you. So there is 6 self-development tools that you can use for under $5. And I hope further down the track you'll get some value out of this. Thanks for watching, folks, and again, like and subscribe. Thank you.